One year for my grandma's birthday my family threw her a party. It was kind of a big party. Most of her friends came with kids around my age that I didn't know. So I was just chilling with my cousins and all of a sudden this ugly bitch walks up to us. She throws a tortilla at me and tells me to go cook because I was Mexican or something stupid like that. I don't really remember, but anyways that's besides the point. Since I'm a bad bitch I walked up to her and pulled her hair and said if she did something like that again I'd beat her ass. After that my cousins and I walked away and hung out across the street. This dumb rat decided to follow us and shout things at me calling me fat and ugly. Like bitch look in the fucking mirror pinche Paulo. I yelled back at her and she asked if my fat ass was going to sit on her. LMAO in her fucking dreams she doesn't deserve this cake. Anyway, I don't remember what she said that ticked me off but best believe I turned into Lightning McQueen and ran after her flat ass. She tried juking me but I snatched that hoe's wig and beat the hell out of her smiling face licking lips. Chile anyways I'd like to say that violence is never the answer, unless you're going to beat an ugly racist bitch or a Trump supporter. Oh wait, there's no difference. I was in 5th grade. We were having a Halloween party in our classroom and our classroom was split in two with a little wall and door but it was still in the same room, so the other teacher in the other class came over and called my teacher and she put a movie on and said I'll be right back. So me and my little friends are wondering what they are doing because he's always calling her out and then they be gone for 20 to 30 minutes, so we followed them and they were back. In 2nd grade I was kinda chubby and there was this girl who was fucking skinny like actually. One day I ask her if I can play with her in the swings, she says no and pushes me. So basically she would be my bully. Now we're in 8th grade and she got chubby. I got skinnier and I also took her man, but that's beside the point. In 5th everyone would bully her just like she would bully me. One day I decide to go up to her and ask, hey, I know you get bullied but I want to be friends. She obviously said yes and asked if I wanted to go to her house. Of course I said yes. She had a brother that was cute ASF but I was like 11, so I didn't give two flying fucks and decided to ask my mom if I can stay over just to try to seduce him. We got there and that hoe was boring as fuck. So like after 2 hours she says let's go to sleep. It was only like 7. I said yeah sure, why not? I couldn't sleep and then I heard noise coming from the kitchen. So I go and see her brother. Of course I tried popping my ass out so he can see it. He comes closer to me and when I was in 6th grade, I had a friend. Let's call her Rachel. I told Rachel that I liked the new boy. We'll call him Drew. Rachel then proceeded to act like she liked Drew because she knew that he liked her and she wanted to get back at me when I did nothing to her. When I found out that Drew liked both of us, I talked to Rachel and asked her to please step down because she didn't even like him. She didn't respond, but when I texted Drew and asked him if we should go out, he then said he was taken. I immediately know she didn't step down. I busted into tears and when I called one of my other good friends, let's call her Molly, she told me to get the sweetest thing in my house and have a little snack. As soon as I walked into the kitchen, my mom saw that I had been crying and asked me to tell her what happened. Long story short, I got my phone taken away for 3 weeks for liking a boy. Storytime. When I was in kindergarten, after lunch we always had nap times and after them we always had to do work. My lazy ass never wanted to do work, so I came up with the idea of pretending like I was sleeping after everyone woke up. The teachers always let the kids sleep in, so it worked out perfectly. So then nap time came and put my plan into action. After everyone woke up I remained on the floor pretending I was sleeping. After about 2 hours of pretending I was sleeping I actually fell asleep. The next thing I knew was when I woke up I was in the hospital. I didn't know what happened. I sat up and my mom was sitting by my bed. When she saw me awake she started crying and called for a doctor. Apparently what happened was one of the kids, probably the freckled bitch in my class, leaned back on her chair and fell backwards and fell with a metal chair on my head and I didn't wake up, so they called 911. And that bitch put me in a coma. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. In the 6th grade I was walking to my homeroom and then I see my crush with his girlfriend. At the time he was in 9th grade and I really hated his girlfriend. His girlfriend was in the 8th grade, so there was a party and I was invited. I asked my mom to go and she said no, so I snuck out and I went to the party anyway because I'm a bad bitch. Anyway, when I went to the party they were playing Spin the Bottle. I decided I wanted to play, so I sat down and across from me was my crush in his girlfriend, so it was my turn to spin the bottle and I tried to spin it to my crush but landed on his girlfriend, so awkwardly we both get up and go to the closet and then we kiss. Surprisingly she was a good kisser, so now we're dating behind his back. Last year when I was a freshman I was in my class and this girl I was friends with was telling us about how she thought she was pregnant because she went to a party 2 months ago and woke up in a guy's bed, who she didn't know, and didn't get her period for 2 months. So my other friend was joking around and punched her in the stomach really hard to the point where the girl was crying. The next period in lunch she was in the bathroom and was bleeding a lot out of her vagina. It wasn't like a period, though, because it was just flowing out loads of amounts. So basically this girl had a miscarriage in the school bathroom. Last year when I was a freshman I was in my class and this girl I was friends with was telling us about how she thought she was pregnant because she went to a party 2 months ago and woke up in a guy's bed, who she didn't know, and didn't get her period for 2 months. So my other friend was joking around and punched her in the stomach really hard to the point where the girl was crying. The next period in lunch she was in the bathroom and was bleeding a lot out of her vagina. It wasn't like a period, though, because it was just flowing out loads of amounts. So basically this girl had a miscarriage in the school bathroom. So my brother has a best friend and me and him would kiss and touch each other. One time it was raining, my mom was at work and me and him stayed by ourselves, so he started to touch me cat face. And it felt good. So I started to touch his eggplant. It happens for over 3 months every time we saw each. When I was in kindergarten I would ride the bus to and from school. One time this girl named Ireland sat next to me and I thought it was weird cause she was in 5th and I was still in kindergarten. She ended up just talking to me, but before I left, she would kiss me on the forehead. It made me really uncomfortable. I didn't know how to tell her to stop, so I let it go on until 2nd grade started. I didn't talk to her ever again. One day I saw her and she tried to sit with other little kids that were in kindergarten first, and the bus driver immediately moved her. So basically I think she is a child predator.